So we're so excited to have you here today for our training. Each year we try to do a training for our census report in order to help us get our numbers more accurate and for everybody to know what it is that we're asking for on our survey. Everything on your survey should match what's in IC as far as like your December 1 counts and things like that. So I want to be very respectful of everyone's time, and we'll go ahead and just start going through the instructions. Um, I will tell you that if I sent you a copy of the instructions, it may have the 2024 survey on there. So we will send those out today. Plus, we will also have it posted on the website. So that way you will have that information correctly. When we were doing this, we were updating it, and I just missed that completely that it was the 2024 link, the very first thing. So we'll get those out to you today, and then they'll also be on the website. So we're going to go this morning. We're just going to go straight through the instructions. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. You can do it in the chat. Cindy and Katie both are watching the chat for me. We can respond that way, or you can just ask verbally, and we'll do it that way because I always like to just be very informal when we're doing a training. So, um, at the very top, it says to complete the survey, click on the following link. That's where you will click in order to get into the survey for the 2025 KECSAC annual survey. You don't have to do anything else. You click right there and you're good to go, ready to go on the survey. Please answer each question with a number. Do not write none, do not write zero. Put a number in there because what it is, I have to go back and look at all that and change all that and then send you an email and say, hey, is this correct? So that's one of the things we want to make sure we use numbers when we're filling out our survey. The first sections, you're just going to answer questions about your students that you have on December 1. It's very important because some of the survey talks about the fact of all of our students for a 12-month period. Other sections talk about for December 1, and it will let you know each section what you're supposed to be entering, if it's for like a December 1 count or if it's for the 12-month period. There should be instructions that tell you that, and then the survey will also tell you that. The actual survey, we have a note in there that says that. The first section is just basic, the day you're completing it, the name of your school district, the name of your KECSAC program, whoever is filling this survey out. Sometimes we have an administrator that does one thing, a teacher that does something else, an aide that does something else. Whoever fills the survey out, that is who we want the contact because that's who I will email and call back if there's any questions. So if we could just make sure whoever's filling the survey out, put their name on there as the contact. Email address there at your school district, the license rated capacity. In your school directory, it will have what your rated capacity is for my new administrators that may not know what the rated capacity is. You can look there and you will see what your rated capacity for your program is in the school directory. Or you can call any of us, shoot us an email, and we can tell you what your rated capacity is. Okay? Any questions on that first section? Okay, next is talking about the average number of days students are enrolled in your program. This should be the average of all calendar days, instructional days, weekends, non-instructional days. And we give an example. If your student is enrolled in August 1st and left your program on August 12th, and then another student is January 3rd and leaves on January 10, then calculate your average length of stay that way. But it is all days. The number of students that are enrolled on 12/1/25, whatever is in IC, that's what should be entered here because we want to capture the number of students for that day. Just like with your special ed count, everybody's doing what it is that day. So we are trying to capture how many students all of our KECSAC programs have on 12/1 and 25. Number of students identified special education. On this one, if you tell me that you have, in the previous question, if you tell me you have 20 kids, then please do not tell me on the next question that you have 30 special ed kids. Because if you only have 20 kids on December 1, how many of those kids are special ed? So it can't be more than 20. So, and we've had that to happen several times. So how many ever kids you have on December 1st is the first question. And then how many of those kids that you had on December 1st are special ed? So that
Sherri,
number should go right there.
sorry, Sherri, we've got a couple questions over in chat.
Okay.
Treba says, what dates do we use for the average length of stay? This school year, last school year?
That however long that student has been in your program. Because some of our kids, and the good and bad about IC is the fact that it runs by school year. It does not run, by fiscal year. So sometimes you have to go back and look at the previous school year's information. But
So Sherry said they use their Title One average length of stay number. I think that's one of the more common ones we have. That's probably more accurate to all the kids because we do a. You're talking about just for this calendar year only, or for like in general?
So it will matter what section of the report that the question's in, if it matters for the whole 12 months or if it matters just for December 1. So on this, when we're talking about average length of stay, we want to know how long the average length of stay is for students at Owensboro Day Treatment. Um, it you should come up with about the same number, whether you calculate it, you know, on one school year, other school year, or both, because the kids should be going through your program, 90 days, 120 days. Some kids are in the program for the whole entire, year. So that that's the number that we're trying to get to. How long is the average that your kids are staying in your program? Does that make sense?
Yes, but how exactly would you like us to figure out the average? Because the average could be figured a lot of different ways.
Well, calculate the list of students,
Hmm.
and from your list of students, when did they come into your program? When did they leave your program?
And that's our
And
December 1 to December 1, basically.
yes,
Okay,
yes, it's the full year.
right.
Okay.
And then Sherri, there's another question. Do these counts include high school students, graduates, and or college students?
So if the student is a state agency student, they are counted on this December 1 count. And we have supplied you with a definition of what a state agency student is. So those are the students that you should have in IC with a KECSAC tab and everything marked on that, to where when we pull the data, we know that your program has 12 kids, or we know your program has 6 kids. That's what is in IC. When we pull the membership report, that's what should be on your report here. Now, that's a great question because it brings up the thing about graduates. Graduates do not show in IC. So if you have a program that has 2 graduates in that program, then you are going to have to email me and let me know that you have 2 graduates. Like if I send you back something and say, oh, by the way, I'm showing that you've got 15 kids and you're showing you've got 17 kids, then what the problem is you've got 2 graduates and I'm not able to see those in IC. So that's the process if you have a graduate. Does that answer your question? Okay. And as far as if you've got college students, I'm not sure. I mean, if they are enrolled in your program, we have students that take college classes. So, and if they're a state agency kid, you get to count that student. Yes. Make sure if you have any students that have graduated and you want them in your count, then you've got to email me their information. Okay, great questions and thank you all. Okay. Students with IEP identified prior to enrollment. So on that, we want to know, did the student come into your program with an IEP, or did you identify them when they got to your program? That's the information that we're trying to capture with those questions. Number of students with an IEP, number of students prior to enroll that had an IEP prior to enrollment, and did you identify them? That way we know if all of the students that are special ed are being identified prior to coming to your program, or if they've not been identified and you all are having to do extra to make sure that they are identified.
Sherri, one more quick question.
Oh, you're fine.
Are summer days between school years excluded for residential students' average length of stay?
I'm sorry, Katie, can you repeat that?
Are
I
summer
don't have my
days
volume up and I can't
Okay.
get it to go up.
Are summer days between school years excluded for residential students' average length of stay?
Yes, it is the entire school year, the 12-month period that you're calculating. Like if you have a kid in the 24-25 school year and you've still got that kid in the 25-26, you're calculating the whole entire time for that student's, how many days he's been in your program.
Okay, so they count those summer days.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
So here's a what if. Um,
Okay.
what if they've been in your program from August of, gosh, what year are we going off? We're going off December 1 of 24, right? So let's say they came in August 1 of 24. They've been working toward the GED, but they didn't finish it off until January of 25. But we're only counting days from December to December. So if they, at that point, will only have 30 days in your program and be a graduate. So it'll affect your average length of stay totally, won't it?
So you said, Jeremy, that they came into your program in
Let's say
when?
August of 24, because that's not
So
part of
August of
the count.
24th.
But they don't
You're just counting
graduate.
how many ever days. How long is that student there? And then, the other 10
So
students that you've got, you're counting how long they're there, and then you're
yeah,
dividing it.
I'm sorry. And I'm just trying to clarify for my brain because it's
Oh,
been a
no,
year.
you're fine.
Um, So
No,
like if
no question is a bad question.
so if that kid came in July and he gets his GED completed in January, which is in the December 1 to December 1, we count all of his days prior to December 1 as
Right,
part of the average. Okay, good.
right. You're we're just trying to get, because like some of our programs are, once a student goes into them, they're there for the 12-month period.
Sure.
And then some of our programs are short term. We're
Yes.
just trying to figure out for each program what's the average length of stay.
So even if they started before December 1, we count all of their days that they were with us.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Because
Thank you.
he's been there, he's been there in your program, and that's what we're trying to capture.
Okay.
Do you have, when kids come to Owensboro Day Treatment, are they all staying a year? Are they all staying 6 months?
Right.
We're the average of what it is that the majority of your kids are staying.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Sherry, one more. What if a
Okay.
student enrolled and left multiple times? Do we count those as individual stays or cumulatively as a total for the student?
So that's going to be a cumulative. We're trying to get unduplicated enrollment. So you're going to make sure that that student count all their days up, count all the days up for your other students, and then divide it. Okay. So back to our instructions. So a number of state agency educated only in the program. And we ask this because some of our programs have kids that go back to their A1 school. So that is why this question is on there. If you have kids that are being educated on site, all of your kids, if you got 15 kids, all of your kids is going to be in this question on 5. The number of state agency educated only on site. If you have kids that go back to the high school, the A1 school, for part of their instruction, maybe one class, then you would have some students in a different category.
And just to
Uh,
clarify, somebody missed something. We do count graduates, correct?
yes, we do count graduates, but that has to be by an email.
Yep.
Because there's no way once they graduate, they're not allowed in IC. So that's why we provide funding, even though they've graduated, and seek dollars you don't get if they've graduated. Okay. So number 7, number of state agency partially educated on site and off site. That would be where you would put your students if anybody went outside your program, which most of our programs will be, all that number will be in number 6 or number 5, I'm sorry. Okay. Instructions for section 3, questions 8 through 16. So we try to break it up to where you know that we're going into different areas. We don't want duplicate counts, but we want to know how many students you served through that 12-month period. So make sure that you go through, you'll have to take last year's IC, this year's IC, add them together because IC doesn't go from school year to school year. So just make sure that you add all your students. Some people do it on an Excel spreadsheet and keep it year round. If you just got at that program, hopefully the person left you with something. If not, you will just have to get the numbers as close as you can out of IC for the previous school year and add this school year with it. It just says, do not count duplicate enrollments of the same student. Only count individual students. And then we give an example. The purpose of this question is to determine an unduplicate count of number of students served in. We're trying to get the total number of students served at your program in that 12-month period on that question. Question 9, participated in district operated vocational technical program. If you have a student that gets to participate in this, then you would put a 1. If you have zero, you would put zero. And that's for all of the next few questions. Participated in gifted and talented, participated in dual enrollment, participated in GED, which this one is applicable a lot for our students, or completed a high school diploma, obtained their GED, 18 years old, leaving the program without a diploma or high school equivalent. Number 16, admitted to post-secondary program after graduate. We're trying to capture where that student has went after, and I know with our kids, sometimes that's a hard thing to do, but we're trying to capture where our students are going. It says enter the number of students who earned a diploma or high school equivalent at your program, and then we're admitted to post-secondary. Instructions for section 4, questions 17 through 26. On the assessment, sometimes I'll have people put 2 and sometimes I'll have people put 10. So I just said this year, let's do 4. The top 4 assessments that you use, put those on there. The number of students who transition out of your program. Again, we're trying to capture how our kids come into our program, how our kids go out of our program. Are they going to another PK-12 school when they leave you? Or did they not go to another PK school? That's what we're trying to capture about these transition numbers. Enter the number of students who left the program for these 2 options. Did they transition out into another PK? Did they go to another A5? Did they go to another A6? Some of this you might be able to see in IC where the student left and went after your program. But that's what we're trying to capture with this group of questions is where our students are going when they leave your program.
Sherri, we've got a clarifying question.
Okay.
When you say 2 years, 1224 to 1225 and 1225 to 1226, add these students, so we add both of those years?
Yes, when the questions are saying how many students that you had for the 12-month period, then that's what you're trying to capture. So you're going to have to look back at, I think it's December 3rd. Yes, it was December 3rd of 24 up until December 1st of 25.
So you'd be
That's what
looking
we're
at
trying to capture.
the back half of 1 year and the first half of another.
Yes.
Okay. Not
And
the whole 2
unfortunately,
years.
IC does it by school years,
Right.
and so it's a little more work to
Thank
do
you.
that. Great questions. Okay, question 18, 19, 20. Again, where did the kids go or the students go? 21, when students enter your program, where did they come from? All of those questions are about transition. Of the students who were identified in 21C, enter the number of students who came from each type of facility. We want to know all this whole section, and I'm repeating myself, I know, but that's what this whole entire section is. If you have a kid coming or going to Western Day Treatment, then you would put that on there. You would put, I have one student that went to Western Day Treatment. Okay.
And we've got a question about IC. Is there
Okay.
a report that we can pull to find these numbers?
Yes, you can run your ADM report to give you a total. And if you'll send me an email, I can send you some instructions on that. And just shoot me an email and tell me what it is that you need. For section 5, questions 27 through 34. Um, we're trying to capture how many teachers is in your program. If you've got a teacher that works half time for you and half time for another program, we need you to enter that as point 0.5 because she's not a full-time teacher at your program. You need to enter point 0.5. If you have an administrator that is at the central office and they are not at your program day to day handling everything, then they are a point 0.5 or a 0.25. They would not be a 1.0. And what we're trying to do is to capture the number of our programs that have a true full-time administrator because we want to know the programs that it's somebody that's part-time. We want to know if it's somebody that's just a fourth of their time. That is what we're trying to capture here for our administrator and our teachers, which was questions 27 and 28. Oh, 28 is about the special ed teachers. So on 27, you tell me you've got 10 teachers. And then 28 asks you how many special of those teachers, how many are special ed. So if you've only got 10 teachers, that next number can't be more than 10. We've had that happen. So that's why I mentioned that. So if you've got 10 teachers and 5 of them have special ed, so you would do 10 teachers on 27 and 5 on 28. We're trying to capture how many teachers you have, and then we're trying to capture of those teachers, how many teachers are special ed. And then 29 asks, of those teachers that you have at your program, how many hold emergency certification? 30 is of those teachers that you have, how many have national board certification? Does that make sense to everybody? Perfect. And then 31, we want to know if you have any minority teachers at your program. Oh, we've got a question here. Okay, so we got that good. 32 is about administrators. 33 is about teaching assistants. And anybody else at your program that works in the educational side of the program. We're not interested in capturing the DCBS people. We're not interested in capturing the DJJ people. We're capturing the education people. So if you have a counselor, if you have different programs, a transition coordinator, if you have any of those, that's where you would put under other educational support staff.
So Sherri, someone wants to know if you have a teacher that has a SPED certification, but they are not currently working in that role, do you want them to count them as a SPED certified teacher?
Yes, if they have a certification, even though they're not, that's not their role at the program this time, they still have that certification.
Yes. Okay, great. But we do not include DJJ vocational teachers, correct? No DJJ or DCBS. No. And then a school secretary, would they fit in one of those categories?
A school secretary is so important. I would include her under other support staff because she, a lot of times our school secretaries are very involved with their kids. So I would include her because she's part of your educational staff at the program. So.
Great.
And we've made it to the end. So.
A question, Sherri. This is Felicia. Good morning.
Good morning, Felicia.
So I do have a secretary, but I also have a receptionist in the front. Should we count her as well?
I would, because all of those people are part of your program and help your program to run better.
Okay,
I would include her just because she's part of the program.
As well as the program aides, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Someone said, should we complete this December 1st or December 2nd? December 1st are going to be the numbers that we're looking at. Any other questions? And please don't use the one that I sent out. We will be sending out a new one as soon as this is over, and it will also be posted on the website. You'll click on the top and it'll take you straight to the survey. One of the other things that sometimes is a problem is that people don't print a copy. Make sure you print a copy if you need a copy before you hit submit, because once you hit submit, you can't print it. You can email me and I'll send it to you, but it will, once you hit submit, it's gone.
Hey,
Okay.
Sherry, this is Jeremy Howard. I know we're supposed to enter the information from December 1st to December 1st, but what is the actual due date?
So the actual days is, and they're actually on the report. So that way everybody can look at that, because if you're like I am, I constantly need reminded of stuff. So it is, oh, I'm flipping through here, from
12/15.
December 3rd, 24th to December 1st, 25. And I
Okay,
want to
and
apologize to you all. I had surgery last week, so sometimes it seems like I'm babbling on here today, but I thought, well, we've already got it scheduled, so I'll come in and do it. So
Hey, Sherry.
hopefully I didn't babble too much.
No, you're
But
fine. I'm
please,
so,
if you have any questions, just give me a call, shoot me an email, and we'll work through it. Again, you won't start any of this to after December 1st. We just like to have the training prior to that to get everybody on board, and that way know if they've got any questions before they start filling it out. And you've got until December 15th to fill it out, so don't stress. I know you have a lot on your plate, and so I don't want to be one of those things that like you have to get this done right now. So you've got till December 15th to get it finished. So just make sure
A couple
between December
clarification
1st and
questions.
15th.
So December 1, 2024 was the count last year, correct?
Yes.
So they would count
December
from December
3rd,
2nd.
December 3rd, 24 was the count last year, or
Oh,
December 2nd. So it starts the 3rd this year.
okay. Now, if a teacher is also an administrator, do you count that person in both categories? Would you do 50/50 teacher? 50%
Yes.
teacher, 50% admin? Okay. And our
Because some
mail,
of our admins actually have to go in the classroom. So whatever the percentage of their time, if it's 50/50, then they would split that.
okay. And
Hey,
then do
Sherry,
male teachers count as a minority since it's a teaching profession? That's an interesting question.
no, they don't. Come on.
No.
Sherry, can I have a second? Since we got everybody here, and
Yeah,
it's rare we have everybody in one place.
yeah.
Um, I just wanted to
I'll be
ask.
more than happy to turn it over.
Um, we are headed into the first board meeting for KESA tonight, and working through what's the upcoming legislative session. Does anybody have anything they want us to address specific to state agency schools, as far as things that we want to try to prioritize, uh, make a change that maybe you can't make without law change? Is there anything at all that I need to bring up from any of you at our meeting? Because it's one of those chances we'll have people from all over the state. We'll have state reps there. Lieutenant Governor's going to be there, so it's a good chance to actually speak up. Is there anything that I need to share that you guys have been pressing on your brain at all? All right, go ahead, David.
Gonna let you handle it, Jeremy.
Funny.
Be our
If
advocate.
if anything comes up, just let me know. Just through email. I think most y'all have it. And it'll be one of those things where next year, hopefully this will be Ben doing it. Hey Ben. And we'll go from there. I don't anticipate a whole lot of change, but you never know. This is a funding session, so hopefully we come out smelling like roses in the back end. But there's a lot of moving things right now, so hopefully we'll be good. But thank you guys for all you do. Me and Ben don't ever hardly get a chance to talk to all y'all in one place. I know it is that time of year, and hopefully y'all are like me and really excited about the 2-day week next week. uh, at least here in Davis County. Rest, enjoy your holidays. I'll be available by email. I'm having surgery on the 9th of December. So if anything comes up, and if anybody needs anything, just shoot me an email. I'll be attached to a couch or a rehab table for a few weeks. So I'll be more than happy to call, discuss anything. If you're having problems, you want to brainstorm anything, reach out to Ben, reach out to me, reach out to your mentor if you're new. Because I just feel like I know after sharing those guys came through, it's nice to be able to share across our programs. I hated that more of you guys didn't get to come out and visit on that. I know it's a tough time of year to do that, but please take advantage of that if you get an opportunity to get out and just see what's out there, because sometimes we get stuck in our little silos and it's hard to do. Boy, don't slap David. Come on. All right. Just give him a hard time. Anybody have anything before I shut up and say, Sherri, go? All right, Sherri, go.
All right. Thank you all so very much for all that you do. Happy Thanksgiving. Please don't stress over this. Shoot me an email if you have any questions. We'll get through it every year. I did notice there's another question. It said about the child count link. We will be sending that out again, and it will be posted on the website. So it'll say 2025 on it. Make sure you're using that one, not the 2024. And we'll take care of that for you. So happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all for taking some of your busy day and sharing it with me. I appreciate you all so much.
Thank you, Sherri.
Thanks.
Mhm.